on the nation's top-ranked defensive end.
This kid is a generational talent.
Tony Raymond.
Tony Raymond.
Where will Tony Raymond sign?
I want to try and sign Tony Raymond.
Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the fan carpet.
All right. Hi, Michael. How you doing, mate?
Good, Marc. How are you? We met before.
No, we haven't. But I
Okay.
feel like I feel like I know you because I've seen so many of the things that you've been in, like Scrubs, Ballard, like it's So your face is recognizable to me,
Oh, okay, good.
which is awesome. But if we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you to get into the industry?
To get into the industry, oh, I mean, I remember I was in sixth grade and I auditioned for a community theater play, Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing, and I was in sixth grade and I got the lead part, and I didn't even want it. I was terrified. I just wanted to like do like a couple lines and just see if I even liked plays. But then somehow I got the lead and I was terrified, but my mom was like, "No, you can do this." So I went and did the play, and then I fell in love. And then and I just kept doing plays, you know, at the community theater, and I kind of started wiggling into like junior high plays and stuff like that. And I had a teacher in I think eighth grade, seventh grade, said he said it in front of the class. He said, "This guy might actually make $1 at this someday." And I thought, what? And I didn't even think you could make money at this. I didn't even think about it like that. And then I remember I started watching old movies, and I just started thinking of it more as like well, could I? Like, what would that look like, you know? And I remember read like Brando's book, Songs My Mother Taught Me, I think is what it's called, or something like that. And I don't know. Then I just kind of started wrapping my head around, oh, maybe I could do this for real. And luckily, I had parents that encouraged it and didn't try to talk me out of it. And you know, before I knew it, I was out of high school and I was going to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York. And now I'm in New York. Now I got a headshot. Now I better get going. You know.
Awesome, and the rest is history. So that's incredible. What can you tell us about signing Tony Raymond and what it was that made you want to tell this story, and in particular about your character? Obviously, you play the lead. That spoke to you as a performer.
But I got an offer to play I got an offer from Glen, Owen, the writer director, to play this part, and I couldn't believe it. I was super pumped, and then I read it, and it was hilarious. And I had a pitch for the guy even in my head. I don't know. It just worked out. I was like, oh, I think I can. I think I know who I want this guy to be. And so sometimes, that's always the best. Sometimes you have to really kind of struggle to wrap your brain around what a character is. But I kind of was just like, oh, sometimes you just put it on, and it's like a hat that already fits. So that was kind of nice about it. Yeah, and I was excited to be at the front of a cast and to and to be stupid and funny and make jokes and I've always liked comedies because and Glen was always cool about this and all the actors. It's like what's funny floats. I mean, we can write a thing, we can write something down or on a laptop or whatever, but when all the people are all in the room and the director and we're all there and we're standing in the dark and it's 2 a.m. and maybe Mira says something hilarious and we all like go point like that's what she should say there. Comedies are so much fun that way because they're so egalitarian. I mean, we're all just trying to make the moment the best and the richest, and yeah, that's what this whole party was about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was. I'm probably butchering the quote, and I've probably got the comedian wrong, but I think it was Carlin that said that that anything can be funny, but not everyone can be funny, which I always think is which I always think is true. So, it's.
Carlin said that?
I think so. I'm not sure.
That's good.
But it was definitely one of the greats that said it. So, but I just can't remember who said it.
That's good. That's a good one.
It is. So for you, what does it mean for you to be a storyteller and tell stories in this way?
it's kind of the only way I know how to do it. I mean, I've been, like I said, I've been lucky to have this acting bug since I was a kid, and so,
Mm,
and then I've been lucky enough that they've let me do it um, on on people's TV sets and in theater and movies and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just I think I read years ago that like 1/3 of what we communicate is through the actual words, and 1/3 of what we communicate um, is through voice tone, and 1/3 of what we communicate is through body movement. So I was always taught, a script is actually 1/3 of the story that we're telling.
mm,
And, you know, so I feel like as a performer, I get to kind of own some of that scene based on just how I play it. Um, you have two people in a diner talking back and forth, but it's how these people interact. So I do feel ownership of storytelling just because we as actors personify it, which is why I think this AI thing is kind of, can't imagine how that's going to ever really, really work. Um, because you need to see blood up there. I think that's why it works, is because we see ourselves,
mm,
in the
absolutely.
film. We see a human, we see a heartbeat there, and if um, and I think that's kind of why theater works, and why it's always worked since the Greeks,
Absolutely.
um, since before. So anyway, yeah, I love it. I love what I do. It's a privilege.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you because there's only so much that an algorithm can replicate. It doesn't have a heart. It doesn't have a soul. So it's going to do what it
Yeah, and I
does.
think as an
But
audience watching it, you'll know it. I mean, I think it could
mm,
work as like a genre, like as an animation or as like a field, and I think
yeah,
that's fun and artistic and creative. But I don't think it's going to replace anything
no,
personally. But
I
maybe
don't.
I don't know. Maybe yeah,
No, I don't think so either, and I hope it doesn't because then we
yeah,
miss out on that because who wants to watch stuff like that? I mean, yeah, yeah, but I mean that's a whole other conversation.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Like I mean, SAG and the Writers Guild went to war over it. Not about a year ago, I think, year or two ago. Um, yeah, so it was crazy times. But yeah, I'm always
hmm
always definitely standing with the unions, always.
yeah.
So do you have any memories from filming Signing Tony Raymond that stand out to you, something you won't forget?
Uh, I mean, when we were all around there playing poker with Rob and Irony, um, that was a blast. I mean, it was mostly, so much of movie making is like, you do the work, but like so much of the memory I have is like is stuff that happens between takes often, like when Marshawn came, we were all really excited. He's such a huge presence in our American, of who we are today.
Mhm.
Uh, and we just didn't even know if this guy was going to show up. And then he was there, and then it was so cool. And I don't think he knew he had so much to say that day. But we worked it out. And it was just, I mean, that was amazing, because I've been watching that guy, you know, run football, run the football through people for years. And so I don't know, it was just a real surreal time to be on set with him. That was a fun day. That was Marshawn Day. Um, hanging out with Rob, getting to know him, uh, it's the friends, it's the people,
Mm, absolutely.
Christy and John, the producers, having lunch with them, like that was kind of the best part. That's always the best part because you're kind of like a band of gypsies,
Hmm.
every new job you get, it's just like a little rock band that's got to play a big show, and we have to rehearse and we have to play this big show, Um, so that's kind of always been the best part of this thing for me. It's the friends.
Absolutely. And it's always nice when there are familiar faces. So if you come into a project, being that you've been in the industry for a long time, there's probably people that you've worked with multiple times, and you end up getting a shorthand and things like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And usually, yeah, for sure. It's an industry, and it gets
Mm,
smaller. you know, the longer you're in it, the more you can kind of point at people and you see like people that you know we used to play in bands with or stuff or bum around New York. You know, I see Michael Chernus and the John Wayne Gacy thing, and I'm like, oh man, you know, it's nice to see my friends. You know, see people start to kind of, you know, get a little footing in this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome. I mean, even over here in the UK, I've spent some time on some sets, and it's I've got a lot of friends in the independent space over here.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
good.
nice. Yeah, it's awesome. So are there any other aspects of the industry that you'd like to pursue, or do you feel that you've hit your stride as a performer now? But I do know that you do some directing and producing. So is there more of that in your future?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think, yeah, I think, I think I've done enough sets at this point that I could maybe point a camera and look around and figure out why something's maybe taking a little longer than it should, or whatever. But I feel like I've done enough. I've tried to write, but I just, you know, there's something inside me dies every time I read a perfect script. I'm like, I couldn't do it. I just can't figure it out. I just, my brain doesn't work like that. Like Glen's script was so great, and you know, it all just clicks together, makes sense. It's that thousand feet in the air, looking down, being able to map out a world like that. I've never been able to do that, but I'd love to direct. And I'm always looking for projects to produce.
Yeah.
I'm working on a documentary right now about a murder that happened in my hometown in 1975. So we're working on that right now. Just spoke to this guy yesterday. He's still in prison. Yeah, just always looking to be creative, looking to find something to work on, whether I'm, you know, whether I'm in front of the camera, behind the camera, or holding a boom pole. I don't care.
Yeah. Awesome. So I've just got a couple more questions. So I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about Scrubs, because obviously that was a bit of a cultural touchstone at the time when it was out, and you played Drew.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm not going to ask you to spoil anything about the revival because I don't even know if you're in it. I'm going to watch it and I'll find out then. Can you just talk about your time on the show, because it just seems relevant at the moment, being that the return is coming up. I believe that's this year.
Yeah. I mean, that was Bill Lawrence. I mean, that was like, he was the first guy to ever say, to point at me and say, we should put him in our show. Um, yeah, Bill's great. And what was funny about Bill was that like we would do the scene according to the script a couple times, and once we knew we had that, then Bill and the writers would come and they'd whisper in my ear or Eliza's ear, or somebody, whoever I was in the scene with, and just whisper different lines, alternate lines and stuff like that. And all of a sudden now the scene's going someplace else, and now we're saying things, and now we're just trying to crack each other up. I couldn't believe they paid us for it. It was so much fun. And you know, and then you say something, and all of a sudden you look over and you see the camera guy starting to shake a little bit, and you knew if he's shaking, that means he's laughing, and he's trying to keep a steady shot, but he's laughing. And so that was always a win. You knew if you cracked the camera guy, you knew he did something right. It was just so much fun, and it was just it was a yeah, like that was I Scrubs is so cool. I'm very happy I got to be part of that last
Yeah.
season, that new season.
Awesome. Yeah, I absolutely adore that show, and I can rewatch it now because it's all on Disney Plus. So, and I have many times.
Sorry, say that again.
I can rewatch it and I can rewatch it because it's all on Disney
Yeah.
Plus, and I have, and
Uh-huh.
there's a channel in the UK called E4, and they used to have it running every day, like marathons of it, like running daily, and
Yeah.
it was incredible.
It's
Yeah.
quite an accomplishment when you can make a show that you can run 24 hours a day
Yeah.
on a station. That's quite
Yeah.
a thing.
Well, I don't think, I'm not sure if they did 24 hours, but I do know they did like a few hour blocks with the show.
Yeah, sure.
It was just awesome. But yeah, and it touched so many people, and it's yeah, I love that show, and I'm glad it's coming back.
Yeah, me too.
Just finally, before I let you go, because I could literally talk to you all night. Where can we find you online to keep up with what you're doing?
Right now, I'm doing a show called, well, I'm on a show called Ballard on
Mhm.
Amazon Prime, which is a Michael Connelly book, a book based on a Michael Connelly book, which is like it's tangential to
Yeah.
the Bosch universe.
Mhm.
So that's out there right now, and really proud of that. And I think we're going to start working on this show called, or they're rebooting Prison Break, and so I think we're going to start working on that in a couple months.
Awesome. And for you, are you on social media or anything like that?
I'm on Instagram, at Mike Gene Mosley, something like that. There's a check mark by me.
All
So
right, lovely.
yeah,
All
but
right, well,
I
you
don't
look
remember what it is, but it's something like that.
awesome. Well, you look after yourself, and thank you so much for joining me today. Take care.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
You got a gun.
I can taste the national championship.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Why don't you show what you can do? I hear a siren. Maybe you were wrong about me. I'm dangerous and still. Why don't you give me a sign, like the sea that leads a trail along that shore? It's not your problem, it's mine. Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in, I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a rainy day in a London cafe, a London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me or swear with me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.